believe that.
Can we get Kenny back?
Yeah, come back, Kenny. All is forgiven.
Or maybe even G-Man at this point. Kevin in Alaska, you are on with Lloyd and Matt.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Not bad, thank you.
Yeah, I'll just skip that question. Tell us what you got.
Okay, I actually don't really have a question. I mean, we can talk about a lot of things, but really what I wanted to do was clear up a question that I hear Matt ask quite a bit.
Okay.
It's referring to Paul in the Bible.
Sure. Why is the Damascus Road experience good enough for Saul, but not for the rest of us? Yeah.
I'm sorry, my niece was making noise. What did you say?
Why is the Damascus Road experience good enough for Saul, but not for the rest of us? Why won't God reveal himself to all of us? Yes.
Yeah. Why? Well, here's the answer, and I think, to be honest, it seems pretty obvious to me.
Okay. It seems obvious to me, too, by the way. I think I know what the answer is, and it's obvious to me, but I'm going to let you give yours.
All right. So, wouldn't Paul be the most obvious choice? If Christ was to reveal himself to anybody?
No. So basically,
why?
So I can tell you.
Is this based on Paul's writings, by the way? On how he describes himself? He'd be the most obvious choice.
So you're still looking at Paul as somebody who, or Saul as somebody who persecuted Christians, and it seems obvious that that's who God would reveal himself to, right?
Right.
So why?
Well,
So if that's the reason I say no, he's not the most obvious person to reveal himself to, is because you're picking somebody who's relatively unknown and unheard of when there's almost nobody on the planet. I would think God revealing himself to Richard Dawkins would actually be far better than revealing himself to Saul, because in the case of Dawkins, you have an eminent scientist who's been an outspoken opponent of religion of all types for a long time, who has a bigger audience at this time to start with. You know, Saul didn't have a huge audience. Saul's audience grew. And now we live in a modern day and age where we have the benefits of things that Saul could have never understood, arguments and evidence that have moved society forward. So it would seem to me that it would be much better, if you were a wise God, to reveal yourself to Dawkins. However, that's still an incredibly stupid God, because God could reveal himself to everybody, and then there would be no need. Because if Dawkins calls me tomorrow and says God revealed himself to him last night, I'm not going to be convinced.
Right, not everybody would.
Nobody should.
Understood.
Nobody should.
Well, maybe nobody should, but a lot of people are.
I agree. Nobody should,
right,
but a lot of people are. Thank you for describing our objection to religion.
The obvious episode of the atheist experience.
So yeah, go ahead.
No. I mean, believe I was an atheist all my life. I grew up as an atheist.
And you're not now.
Recently.
And you're not now.
Was that?
And you're not now?
I'm not now, no.
Cool.
Until recently.
Then can we set that aside? Can we set the other stuff aside for a second? Because every time somebody tells me they were an atheist and they're not now, I have two questions that I like to ask them. Why?
Yeah, what do I believe and why do I believe it?
No. Why were you an atheist?
Why? Because there was no logical reason to believe in a God.
Kurt, so what is the logical reason that convinced you there is a God?
I mean, it could be a long story.
Logical reasons typically aren't a long story.
I had an experience. Was that?
Oh, you had an experience. Is that a logical reason?
Basically, God revealed himself to him, not to anyone else.
In a certain way, in a certain manner.
In what way? In what manner? In what way? In what manner did God reveal himself to you?
Okay, well, I'm going to have to give you some background on the story, however. So
I don't need the story. There's literally, so you don't, it's really simple. How did God reveal himself to you? Did you hear a voice? Did you see God?
If I told you God revealed himself to me in a bowl of cereal, would you believe me?
No, I wouldn't believe you, but I would at least start with that if that's your explanation. Did God reveal himself to you in a bowl of cereal?
Well,
I need to know which cereal it was. Please.
It was
cornflakes.
So God, are you seriously saying God revealed himself to you in a bowl of cereal?
It sounds completely ridiculous, doesn't it?
I'm asking you if that's what you're seriously saying.
Yeah, so
okay.
to speak, yeah.
Kevin, I swear to the God that you fucking believe in, I'm just trying to ask simple questions so we can get somewhere before the show's over. So you were an atheist because there was no logical reason to believe. And when I ask what the logical reason is, you say God revealed himself to you in a bowl of cereal. Now there's going to be a follow-up question, which is, how does that work? I mean, what did you see? What did you hear? How do you know that it's a God?
All right. I don't know it's a God. I'm trusting that it's a God.
Oh, wait a minute.
I choose to believe
That's
that
completely
it's
Now we don't have to finish the story.
Completely different.
See
so
how
he
we didn't have to go down the
reveal
story?
himself. You're interpreting something as that being a manifestation of God. So you've admitted to yourself, you've admitted to us that he didn't reveal himself. You're just interpreting something the way you want to interpret it.
Hey, I feel like I can. I don't see any.
Does that seem? Does that? So, Kenny, if I told you,
not Kenny, Kevin.
Kevin, sorry. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Actually, I don't have my glasses on, so all I could see was the K. I apologize, Kevin. I didn't mean to get your name wrong. If I told you,
no problem.
If I told you that it was revealed to me by the universe in a bowl of cereal that God doesn't exist, and then you said, "How does that work?" and I gave your answer that I don't know it was the universe, but would you pay any attention to that?
I'm not saying I don't. I don't know. I can't tell you. I can prove that was God. Okay.
Well, then he didn't reveal himself.
To this day, there's no way I can prove to you that was God.
So how is this a logical?
If I describe the circumstances to you, then maybe you could possibly understand why I thought that might be.
All right, I'll let you describe the circumstances quickly on a couple conditions. One,
I'll try to make it fast.
I didn't even say make it fast. Here's a couple conditions.
Right.
When you're done, I'm not going to try to debunk it because that is shifting the burden of proof. I may offer potential thoughts on this, but I want to know somebody who does not believe in God because there's not a logical reason to do so. When you're done with your story, if you fail to demonstrate that this is a logical reason, are you going to acknowledge that?
That there's no God?
No, not that there's no God. My position is not that there's no God. But
that's not a logical reason.
Please don't make him tell the serial story.
Sure there's
I don't want to hear it.
There
I really
could possibly be.
Kevin, it's like you don't even listen to what I say. Here's the thing.
No. I will. I'll know.
When I say here's the thing, that means I'm getting ready to fucking say something. So shut up.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try this again.
All right, go ahead.
You said that you didn't believe in God because there wasn't a logical reason. If the reason that you give is also not logical, are you willing to acknowledge that it's not logical and that therefore you don't have a good reason to believe in God? I'm not asking you to conclude that God doesn't exist.
Yes.
Okay. What's the story?
Okay. So I have a family member, young teenage girl, who at the age of 15 ran away from home. Ended up coming back. She's my niece. She has a mother, all that, right? Well, mother, she's been such a problem.
Everybody has a mother. Let's stay on focus.
Right. Well, the mother wouldn't accept her back in the household.
Okay.
A pregnant girl. She got pregnant while she ran away, by the way. Pregnant girl needs some place to stay. Brought her here, right? So this girl has problems. And she's always had problems. So baby's born. And she goes out with her mom to do whatever. I don't remember exactly what, but she comes back and they're fighting like crazy. The baby's there, and it hits me. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to tell you her name, but you really should not fight. You shouldn't display any type of anger in front of your child because it's just bad. I can't explain why it's bad, but I'm sure everybody will agree that it's bad.
So there's another thing you believe without a logical reason, but can we get to the cereal?
Yeah, we'll get to the cereal.
And what kind of cereal it was?
Well, it was rice. I already told you. Now, when after she came home and I said that to her, out of nowhere, and I swear to you, I've never even heard of this concept, but somebody told me. It didn't tell me. I told her. Where it came from, I don't know. But I said, I need to show you the rice experiment. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it and have already debunked it. I don't care. Okay? But something told me to go show her that video, right? That's why I showed her the video. Now, basically what the video is, and it's multiple, it's an experiment done on rice, obviously.
Obviously,
right?
yeah.
Cooked rice, you get cooked rice, and then divide it into 3 parts. One is labeled love, another is labeled neutral, and another is labeled hate. You keep them in the same location, and every day somebody walks by it, they express feelings, express words of love, and it sounds completely crazy. And if you would have told me this a couple of years ago, I'd be like, you're not. But it was something led me to look at this video. And I can explain it. I mean, maybe I've seen it in a drunken state or high as hell, and subconsciously it was reminded to me, whatever, right? But it was reminded to me. Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I should put them off.
Yeah, you really should. Just stay on your story.
Right. So as soon as that, now what happens is if you look at this experiment, you can see that love, the rice that's love, after it's just for about 9 weeks or so, seems to be the standard when people do this experiment online. So it wasn't just one; it's consistent all the way through. Multiple, maybe 100 different people have done this experiment, not in a lab. It's done in somebody's house. I wish it was done in a lab. I'd love to see it done in a lab, but yet it hasn't. Maybe you guys can work on that.
Actually, I can save you a lot of time because turns out if you Google rice experiment debunked, you will find the people who've tested this to show that it's crap.
Well, I've seen them. I've seen those videos, the debunking videos. I mean, obviously, I'm going to try to see if it's true, if somebody has been able to debunk this. And I've watched the video.
Hang on, Kevin.
They haven't, in my opinion.
Kevin.
Okay?
Kevin.
Yeah.
So you did the rice experiment and you got a result.
I know. I did not do it myself. I wish I could. I wish I had an environment where I could. But it's going to require a pretty stable environment.
So wait a minute. No. Stop. Because I'm about to lose my shit.
Yeah.
God revealed himself through cereal, and then we find out it's rice.
Yeah, but you haven't let me finish my...
You're right. I haven't.
Story,
so you're saying I thought you said that you made those piles of rice.
No.
So you saw a video. No, stop. You saw a video of a rice experiment. Did not do the experiment yourself.
Whoa. No. If I just saw the video of a rice experiment, I would say, wow, that's cool. Right? And that's pretty much right. I wouldn't have linked this to God at all. Right? But the fact that I was led to see this, to look at this rice experiment.
I am losing IQ points right now.
What led me to believe in God. It sounds completely ridiculous.
Stop.
I know.
Okay, that's it. That's it. You just said it sounds completely ridiculous. So there's a rice experiment, and don't interrupt me. I swear I'll hang up. There's a rice experiment that you saw. You feel like you were led to see this. I don't know what justification you have for thinking you were led to see it. You didn't do the experiment yourself. And so just your feeling that you were led to see this experiment, which you admit sounds ridiculous, is God revealing himself to you?
It very well could be. I don't know for sure.
Oh, fuck off. It very well could be.
I told you, don't make him tell the cereal story, but you had to go ahead.
Lloyd, you were in charge for the last 2 calls.
Decoration. I mean,
I value your time too much. I screwed up. You are now. I will enjoy my sucker for the last 2 calls.